Hey, welcome to my channel and to another weigh-in video. We are not outside this morning because, frankly, I am too lazy to drag my tripod out there. I'm tired. I'll probably edit out 1,000 yawns just so it don't catch on to y'all. I was up at 2 o'clock and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I piddled around the house for a couple hours and then I laid back down and went back to sleep. And I'm tired. So anyway, well, yeah, let's do the weight, and then I'm got something to show you. So I weighed in at 314.2 for a gain of 2.2, and that puts me at 62.9. Now, that's my own fault. Excuse me. I knew I was going to have a gain. I just didn't know how much. I am thankful it's not one of my usual gains, which is like 5 or 7 pounds. If I go off eating for a day or two, I'll have those big gains. And so this one, to me, is a normal gain. What had happened was Saturday. Now, Saturday, I did not feel good at all. I almost didn't do my prep. I stood over there and I almost didn't do it. I felt terrible. And David called me that morning on his way home from work. He was stopping at Bojangles. Did I want anything? And he was stopping. He didn't call me to sabotage me. He was just tired. He gets this way. He gets tired of eating his home food, tired of cooking. Sometimes he has a bad night at work and he don't want to come home and cook. He don't feel good. He just wants to get something. So I could have said no. I could have said, no, I'm going to eat at home. I'll just go ahead and make, whatever. I just said, yes, I do, because I didn't feel good. And y'all know when I don't feel good, what happens? I don't care what I eat. So I said, bring me up. And I didn't have to tell him. He goes, sausage and egg? I'm like, yeah. So he brought me a combo. So, of course, I ate it. I ate a sausage and egg biscuit, and I ate the Bo Rounds. And instead of getting me a diet drink, he got me a Pepsi. He knows I love Bojangles fountain Pepsis. And when I don't feel good, him and my kids know a fountain Pepsi and a Reese cup, that is like my medicine. And they'll bring it to me. And I hadn't had a Reese cup in, oh my gosh, ages. I could go for one. I really could go for one. So we ate that. Then I don't know if we ate lunch. I don't know what we did for lunch. I don't even know if we ate lunch. But I was still feeling bad all day, and I told him, I said, I just don't feel like cooking. I get that way. I just don't feel like it. I can't drag myself over there and do it. He goes, well, what you want? And I said, well, let's get a Whataburger. So we went up and set it out in the Whataburger and ate up under the thing, And so I ate out twice on Saturday. And I really didn't care that I did. Well, Sunday, our big cookout, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to pig out. I didn't. I ate normal. I had a hamburger, 2 deviled eggs, and some potato chips. And that was all I had for my meal. So I was very proud of myself because that's all I did. But I was full, so I felt fine about it. Here is where I screwed up. Mama brought me and Scott a birthday cake because I've told y'all before, our birthdays are 2 weeks apart, and we've most of our lives celebrated together. So she had brought us both a birthday cake for our birthday party. So, I'm turning 60, which, let me tell you, I mentioned the other day when I got my TV that it was my birthday present. My birthday is not till the 13th, but I got lots of happy birthday wishes, and I appreciate them. I don't care if it's early. I love them. So I just wanted to let y'all know that it hadn't happened yet. I was just celebrating early. But you don't turn 60 every year. So I said, well, I'm going to get a piece of birthday cake. Okay, well, Here's how it went down. It was one of those, sheet pan birthday cakes. So I was cutting it, and I asked Holly. I said, she was standing there because she was waiting on some cake. I said, what piece do you want? She goes, I'll take a corner. I'm like, that's what I want. I want a corner too, because we want that icing. Well, I asked RJ's girlfriend, Holly, who she is a Holly, so it can get kind of confusing. And then her last name is the same as RJ's last name. So that's funny. We just think that's hilarious. So anyway, she goes, well, she'd take a quarter piece, and my mama spoke up, well, I want a quarter piece. So all of us girls got a quarter piece, and the guys, they had the inside part, which they didn't care. So I had my corner piece of birthday cake. A little bit later, I said, I'm going to get me another piece of birthday cake. It's my birthday. I'm going to celebrate. I don't get birthday cake hardly ever. I mean, hardly ever do I get birthday cake. And I love birthday cake. I just love the taste of a store-bought bakery-made birthday cake. I always have. So I got me another piece. Well, everybody ate, left a little bit here, and got me another piece. I ate so much birthday cake, it was not funny. It was not even funny how much birthday cake I ate. But you know what? I enjoyed every bite. I won't get any more birthday cake until, and now I won't pig out on, not Sebastian. Oh my gosh. Jacob, we're having his first birthday party. We're going to have it here. It's August. And I'll get a piece of birthday cake then. But I won't, pig out on it like I pigged out on mine. So that's where that weight came from. I've got nobody to blame but myself, but I ain't crying over it. I mean, I hate that I messed up my 2 weeks of losses, but I'll get back. I'll have a loss next week. No jinx, no jinx. So I'm just going to take it and go on with it, knowing that I earned it, knowing that I'm human. These things happen, We slip and fall sometimes. I'm not off track. I got right back on track. That wasn't a off track. That was just a kind of swerve. I just kind of swerved a little bit and jumped right back over. I didn't jump the tracks. I didn't fall in the ditch or nothing like that. So it's just one of those little things that happens. One of them little bumps in the road. So let me show you this. It's a pretty little birthday card. I got me some more birthday mail. This is from Marvelly and Barber. Look, Grandma Joe's Soup Kettle. It's a Joanna Lund book. She says she knows that I collect them, and she thought maybe I'd like this for my collection. And I don't have it, so yes, I do like it for my collection. So thank you so much, Marvelly, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you. It's exciting. What happened was I got a thing that said they were delivering a package that day. What's the day? Today's Thursday. Tuesday. Well, for this houses they're putting across the street, they're having to dig up. I don't know what, if they're digging up power. Well, no, power's above. I don't know what they're digging up out there. If it's the sewer, if it's the water, but they're digging up all the corners over here, because we live on a corner, cutting the pavement out, getting their ladders, going down in there, doing all kind of stuff. Well, they had my corner tore up, and they had a big pile of dirt blocking the road. So I got a thing that said, alert, in red, alert, could not access the whatever location. So the package was not delivered. I didn't know what it was. And I asked David, I said, did you order anything? Because he'll order something every now and then. He's like, no. I'm like, well, I don't think I did. So I said, well, last time that happened, they gave me a paper and I had to go to the post office and get it. Well, this time it was delivered on Wednesday, and that's what it was. It was my little birthday mail. Listen, speaking of post office, I had some medicine mailed from CVS last week. Just one bottle. I have not had trouble getting it before. Well, I got a text that said you had a package delivered. It was like 11:10 in the morning. It'll tell you either in or at your mailbox or on your front door or porch, whatever. It'll tell you which location it was delivered at. So it was delivered in the mailbox. So I go down there, check the mail. It wasn't in the mailbox. I told David, I said, they've delivered it to one of my neighbors. Either the one in front of us, because that mailbox is right in front of my house, even though there's numbers on my mailbox, or up to the old goat, one or the other, or the other neighbor. I said, we'll see if they put it back in my mailbox. So that was Saturday. Well, I think when we went out, I come back by after we eat. I said, let's see if they put it back in there. Nope, it wasn't in there. Sunday, wasn't in there. No, Sunday I didn't check. Monday, it wasn't in there. I know the mail wasn't running on Monday, but if the neighbors had it, it didn't have to be the mail. They could just go to the mailbox and shove it in there. Because I got the boy in front of me, I got his medicine one time, so I just drove, because I was driving through to get the mail. I just drove right next down to his mailbox and put it in there, you know. Well, I told David, I said, if it ain't, I'm going to give it till Tuesday. And if they ain't put it back in there, then I'm just going to have to call and tell them, you know, it was delivered somewhere else. And then we got to thinking, our mail don't run until later in the afternoon. And I happened to get a box from Joan. Oh, I done put my books up. I got some more books from Joan. And she just bought me some more. Enabler. She can't help it when she goes where they have books. She sends me, FaceTimes me. This time, she didn't even show her face. As soon as I answered the call, it was just pointing at books. I'm like, oh, where you at? Yeah, so she found me a couple more books. She always does. She keeps me in Taste of Home books. That's what she finds a lot. She finds good books. Anyway, so her package was delivered at our regular mail time. And so I told David, I was like, I got to thinking. It said that, because I knew it was from CVS. It said CVS. Was delivered at 11:10 in the morning. I'm like, our mail don't run at 11:10 in the morning. What they did was deliver it to another house with the number of 1212 on a different street. Got a feeling it's this little housing developed right around the corner from us, because I've got their mail, a 1212 on their street. I've got it over here before a package, so I've driven it over there and taken it to them. So I'm like, went out there, I checked the mail, yet Tuesday, and there it was. No, not Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I get my days confused. No, it was Wednesday. I told them I was giving them Tuesday, and then it didn't show up Tuesday. That's what it was. And so when I come back from the doctor's yesterday, not from the doctor's, from getting groceries. What in the world? I'm so confused right now, I can't even see straight. Maybe it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday or Wednesday. There was my medicine. So whoever got it had stuck it back in there, I guess, and said, wrong address, and so they re-delivered it to my address. So I was very thankful for that. You just don't know these days. People, they don't want to be bothered, then they could have thrown it away. They could have opened it to see what it was, whatever. I don't know, but I was lucky to get that back. Listen, let me tell you, I can't remember where I was. This is the I can't remember video. I can't remember where I was the other day, and I was going in the parking lot, and in front of me pulled this white minivan, and you will never in a million zillion years guess what they had stuck on top of that minivan, and I do not know why. A green bath poof. Those round I can't say bath poofs that little scrubbies. They had one of those on top of their car. I don't know. I don't know what in the world. I don't know what it signified. Had they been out and given their car a wash and they forgotten? It was wedged up in, those little mail. I don't know if it's a luggage rack because it wasn't set up high. So I don't know. Maybe it's a roll bar. Maybe that's what they are because my car's got one on it. Are those roll bars? You like to put big roll bars on Jeeps. Is that some kind of roll bar? That's a good question. Huh. I'll have to ask David about that. So, I was going to tell you, me and David was talking, was it yesterday? Oh, yeah, it was. I was tired yesterday, too. I tell you, I've been having these days, and I just wanted a cup of coffee. Had the doctor, did my Walmart pickup, filmed it, went to the food line, shopped at the store, didn't have it picked up. In and out of the heat, filmed that. I was just dragging. I just wanted a cup of coffee. That's all I wanted. And every time, it never fails. Every time I'm tired and just want a cup of coffee, not that I'm just getting another one or this or that or the other, the blue light's on. That means it's out of water. I have one of those K-Cups. I told him, I said, it never fails. I get that blue light. I'm like, you never ever want to see a blue light. A blue light is not a good thing because them popos have a blue light. I said, unless it's Kmart. I said, you remember them Kmart blue light specials? He goes, yes. He said, they never had anything I ever wanted. I'm like, what do you want, toys? He goes, yeah, or something. He said they always had women's clothes or pantyhose. Like, yeah, or housewares and stuff like that. I said, boy, that was exciting when you was in Kmart and they run that blue light special. I know y'all remember that. That was so much fun. I said, I miss Kmart. He goes, I said, I miss those. They had the little, this is before they put the little restaurant in the back. They had the little, this was way back in the 70s. I guess 60s. I don't know how long Kmart was there. I don't know. It was there as long as I ever remember. They had this little, it really wasn't a deli. You could get your ices there. And they made sandwiches there. One of the best things they made was these little sub sandwiches. And it had that little shredded lettuce. And they were wrapped up and they were cold. And oh my gosh, they were delicious. Mama would buy us those as a treat. That was a treat for us. And they were delicious. I guess they were probably cheap. I'm guessing that she was able to get them because they were probably cheap, but they were delicious. They wasn't like a big fat sub sandwich. They were just little thin, like ham sandwiches with the lettuce and stuff on it. And I'm like, he goes, well, didn't they have the snack bar? I'm like, yeah, ours had a full food. You could walk through like K&W cafeteria. You walk through the line with your little tray and you tell them what you want. And you could get food. And I told him, I remember there was this woman. She was a little bit older than me, but she wasn't old. And she was the happiest woman I think I've ever known. And she took to me. When they had apple dumplings, she knew I loved those apple dumplings. I would make sure on my break. Now, this was in like when I was in college and when I first got married. So I was in my very early 20s. Every time I worked there in high school, and then every time I'd come home from college, they would let me work the weekends and make a little money on the weekends because that first year of college, I come home every week for this stinking boy who turned around and cheated on me. I thought he was my high school sweetheart and I was going to marry him, and it did not work out that way because when he cheated on me, he crushed me. That is back when I was a whole lot more, I won't say fragile because I'm still a little fragile. I'm not completely, a brick. Not completely. I've got a lot of war scars that have, put up a wall or whatever you want to call it. But oh my gosh, he crushed me. So anyway, I come home every weekend to see him, and they would let me work. Well, I would go back to get in line. Well, you had to really wait in line, but like on my break or whatever, I'd go back there to get me one of them apple dumplings because I'd ask her, "You got them apple dumplings today?" Because they were so good, and they were just swimming in that sugary sweet sauce. Oh my gosh! She would go through there and she would pick me out the biggest one, and I didn't have no weight problem. I couldn't gain weight by eating. No, food didn't bother me. I didn't gain weight till I got pregnant. And she would look there and she would give me the biggest one. So I got the biggest apple dumpling every single time that I went through there. But listen, I had fun working at Kmart. This is what Kmart used to do. They knew exactly what they were doing. Payday, they had a cashier in the back. The office was in the back. The break room was in the back. The cashier was in the back. Payday, they would cash your checks for you. So you just go up to the cashier's office, give her your paycheck, and she'd cash it right there because they knew on your way from the back of that store to leave that building, you were going to walk around and shop, and you were going to turn around and give them how much of their paycheck right back to them. It never failed. You could find something to buy at Kmart. Listen, I built up my hope chest, and okay, any of y'all had a hope chest, raise your hand. I want to know who had a hope chest. I don't think it was anything, none of my friends that I knew had one. It was a old cedar chest that was my papa's, and I don't know if it was his mama's or not. I still got it. It's out in the building. It's kind of broke, but I got it. I still got it. I had that, by the time I got married, I had it filled up with Tupperware, because I used to go to Tupperware and Stanley parties growing up. I went with my mama, and so I would play the games. I would win prizes. Yes, I got all kind of stuff, all kind of Tupperware I had. And then they had this I think I had plates and stuff too, but it was this design that had bright colors on it. It was like tulips, mostly tulips, I think. And it was all in the primary colors like yellow and blue and the green stems and the red flowers. Well, they had the glasses. I think they had the plates. They had, and I still have the coffee carafe. You put it's thermal, I can't talk today. Like a thermos inside keeps your coffee hot. I still have that thing. I don't have nothing else that was decorated like that, but I had that, and I had all kind of things that had back there in housewares in the matching things. So every time I'd get paid, I'd buy me a little something else. So I had that built up. And lo and behold, I was out somewhere and found some curtains that was almost the exact pattern as that. I'm pretty sure I had the dishes. And I had this stuff when I first got married. Got married the first time, you know. So my little kitchen had matching curtains, and I had my little stuff in there. I've told y'all before, we lived in a 12 by 55 foot trailer. It was just a little tin box, but I had that thing fixed up just as pretty as I could for what it was. I had my little, I mean, it was old. It was I think it was a 50 models of in the 50s, like a 1955 or something like that. It was old. So it wasn't new and fancy and, nothing like that. But it was home, and I made it a home. And so I had a freezer in the kitchen, which was about this big. And I had some of my little things up on the freezer. It had curtains, windows that went from this, to the corner. The whole corner was the curtains. So I had my little curtains up there. Had my little decorations. I had it fixed up as nice as I could fix it up. And then had RJ's little bedroom. It was even a smaller box. You could like walk in, turn around and walk out. Had his little bedroom decorated up, had some little shelves in there and a dresser and his baby bed. And his theme was clowns. I had that before I had the baby because I didn't know what the baby was. I didn't want to know. I wanted to be surprised. Me and him both. We just wanted to be surprised. And I don't even know if back then, if they were I guess in the 80s, maybe they were telling you what it was. I guess. Either way, we didn't want to know. We either wanted to be surprised or we just were surprised. I can't remember now. I told you this is the Can't Remember show. But my stepmama, she had made the baby bumpers. That's when you could put baby bumpers on a bed. They tell you now, don't put the baby bumpers on the bed. I don't know why. I had baby bumpers on both my kids' bed, didn't y'all? And then the window was right behind the baby bed, and so she had matching little clown curtains. It was a cute little room. Had cute little decorations on the shelf, pretty little bright things and all. Had his little closet, had his little things in there. It was nice, I liked it. I mean, like I said, it was home. Home don't have to be some palatial mansion or anything like that. Home is where you make your home. Home ain't the box that you live in. Home's in your heart. Home's how you make it. Home's your little creature comforts. Home's your little decorations. Home's where you live. Home is what you make of home. So listen, I'm gonna tell you about Mama. We used to go out. We liked to ride around and look at houses. We would just ride around. I don't know why we thought, because back in the day, this was a nice house. It's not a bad house now. It's a nice brick house. It's a ranch style brick house. It's really nice now that I got my porch on it. It looks really nice. I ain't gonna lie, it does. Nice big porch. And but we would go out and we would see these big fancy new houses. And Mom would say, I'm gonna go home and throw rocks at mine. That's what she would always say. And there wasn't nothing wrong with this house. You know what I like to do? And I still like to do it. But I really like to do it back then. These people, I know some of y'all do it, and I don't know how you do it. My mother-in-law did it because David's daddy did not like to feel pinned in. And if the curtains were closed, he felt pinned in. So they had their curtains open 24/7. I can't do it. My curtains are closed 24/7. The only curtain I open is the kitchen curtain. And then I close it before dark. I can't stand the thoughts of me being inside, it being dark out there, light in here, and somebody can just look in. Because what I used to like to do was when we'd be riding down the road, looking in, seeing people had their curtains open, and it had the light on dark outside, and I could see how they was decorated. That's how I always like to see. I like to see how their furniture was arranged, like what they had on the wall. I just loved it. I was always curious about how people decorated their houses, but I can't do that now. Oh, it gives me the willies. It gives me the willies thinking about somebody might be out there looking at me. Oh, I'm gonna tell you this. It's nasty. I shouldn't tell you, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you anyway because I thought about it. I had a friend one time, she would think something, she shouldn't be thinking, and she goes, well, I thought it, I might as well say it. And she would say it. But back when Holly was living at home, this, while she was a teenager, this was RJ's room. Her room was, no, that was RJ's room. This was her room. This is when I think when RJ moved out, or was RJ back home? Oh my gosh. My mind, I told you I'm tired and it's showing. Anyway, she had that room for some reason. I think maybe he moved out after he went to California, and she had that front room. Well, Mama, she was over here for something, and because this was her house from 71 to 98, and we had woods in front where they put them houses. Well, she went walking out in the woods because she just likes to do that, just walk through the woods and everything, and she was probably like to thinking about her cats because she was a cat lady, and when her cats died, she buried them out there. So then people don't know they're sitting on a cat graveyard. So she was walking around and just plundering in the woods, just enjoying herself. And she come back and she goes, "Okay, there's a place out there, and I found some used condoms." I'm like, "What?" And they were directly in front of Holly's room where her window is. I'm like, "What did you say?" And she just told me again. Well, I called the police because that is not something that should have been in the woods in front of my house. And I told them, something is going on in that woods. I said, and I don't know that it's not some creep watching my daughter. You know what I'm saying? You can figure out the rest from there. So they went and asked the old guy, not the old goat, Uncle Eddie, and his woman, I don't know what she was to him. And they come back and told me, said that she has seen a boy and a girl walking down the street and going up in the woods. So it was a couple of lovebirds sneaking out. Couldn't handle their business in the house. They had to sneak around and do it in the woods. Young love, I guess. But listen, you don't know. You don't know. I'm like, I mean, I had to check it out because if it was something like that, I didn't want somebody. So, you ain't catching my curtains open. No, sir. So anyway, I don't think I know nothing else today. Just that I ate a whole bunch of cake. I could go for some more. It was so good. It was that good whipped icing, that good fluffy, soft, creamy icing. It was pink too. I don't know how my brother felt about having a pink cake. Had his name on it too. Turned out, after everybody was getting a piece and I went back to get more, my name was still there, so I got it. Isn't that cool? It's fun, when you have your name on your cake. What do you want? I want my name. So I got my name. So anyway, that's all I know. What did I tell you? 314.2 plus 2.2 at 62.9. If I ever get to 70, I'm going to throw a party if I ever get back up to 70. But I ain't whining about it this week because I earned it. I own it. It's mine. It's mine. I ain't making no excuses. I just told you what happened, and I know the reason why there's that gain. I'm not going to sit here and say, it's this or it's that or the other. I'm just going to tell you what it is I ate too much. I just about forgot. I ate too much yesterday, too. Yesterday, that was grocery day. That was the day I was complaining about having to pour water in the coffee pot. I was dragging. Well, I had things on my mind. David went to bed and I just had things on my mind. So I just ate. I just ate. And I'm like, you're eating and tomorrow's weigh in. I don't care. Keep eating. So I didn't eat anything bad. I just ate a lot of nuts because I had been portioning them out into little bags, weighing them. And they were sitting over there. I hadn't finished from the day before. They were sitting over there. And I'm just like, just get you some nuts. And I ate way too many. I looked at them this morning. I looked at them this morning because like I said, I was up at 2 o'clock. And I was putting the dishes up because David washes the dishes before he goes to bed. Well, the dishes go in the dishwasher, but the pots and pans and everything he washes up. So I was putting that up and trying to straighten up some of the groceries that was still on the counter from yesterday. And I seen them nuts, and I physically made a face. I went, ugh. Like them nuts could see me. I'm like, I don't want another bag of nuts for who knows how long. No. I'm done with those bad boys. At least it wasn't like tater chips. I didn't get into the tater chips. I had way too many nuts, and I had 2 of them little skinny fudgicles. That was 2 points. So I didn't try to calculate no points in nuts. Didn't even try. I tracked everything else during the day, but I didn't worry about it. I didn't have no weeklies left anyway because I used weeklies up on that birthday. I used mine and yours and everybody else's that's watching me. I used all y'all's weeklies up if you on Weight Watchers. Listen, y'all ain't got no more weeklies this week, so y'all got to cut it off. Be careful what you eat. You ain't got no weeklies. So that is all I know for today. And okay, I'll see you on my next video.